canvas.
Previously on X-Men.
Here's Johnny.
What's going on, everyone? Hello. What you guys doing out there? Thank you so much for tuning in to another great epic episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Guys, we are talking X-Men 97, episode 3, titled Fire Made Flesh. When a visitor arrives at the mansion with a dangerous secret that threatens Cyclops and Jean's relationship, the team is propelled into a tragic confrontation with an immortal mad scientist. Guys, if you did not know already that this is going to be spoiler filled, I am going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And guys, sorry that I'm tardy. I'm having some technical difficulties with the audio, so I can't hear myself right now talk to you guys, and I can only hear out of my headphones with the soundboard, but not everything coming out of the StreamYard. So before we get started, please let me know how I'm sounding. Really let me know how I'm looking. Am I crisp? Am I clear? Can y'all hear me through the microphone right now? I would really hate to get started if you guys cannot hear me through the microphone. Somebody let me know. I see that we got 17 people watching right now. Hopefully we do have 17 thumbs up. I even I restarted my computer and reset my soundboard. Okay, you hear me? Okay, thank you so much, Neris21. Like, usually when I have the headphones on, I can hear myself talk, but if I try to play other stuff, the normal way through StreamYard, it's just not going through, and so, yeah, just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So thank you guys for that. But I'm loving the show so far, guys. This is pretty fire. I mean, Cyclops, who is now kind of the leader of the team, but it's really Mr. Eric Lensher, Mr. Magneto. He's coming in as the leader. But my goodness gracious, didn't he make one of the best superhero landings in all of superhero comic book entertainment, period? That was freaking amazing. And I really did like this episode too. And to be honest with you guys, Jean Grey is not one of my favorite characters. She is not. But she stepped it up as far as popularity is concerned, for me at least, compared to all the other X-Men. The power of the mind is really, really, really dangerous. And if you have control or don't have control over that, it can really mess you up in your head. And that was the case with Miss Jean Grey in this episode. I was wondering what Support Gaming talking about Jean Grey always fainting. I know, right? E-Man talked about that. He made a little short about it, and that was quite funny. So y'all go check him out. And also, he's going to be going live in about 30 minutes from now as well. So after you get my live, you can hear him as well. And so that's pretty dope right there. But actually, before we get into the episode, I'm tripping. I'm all out of order because I was it just feels weird not having my headphones on right now. But we got 17 people watching. Let me go ahead and shout you guys out. I see that we got Rabia Yamazawa in the building. What's going on, ma'am? How are you doing? Thank you for being here. We got Marvelise D in the building. What's good? What's good? Support Gaming. How you doing? How you doing? Naries21. What's up? What's up? How you doing? The Talented One. Hey, what is going on? Thank you for the heads up with all of the audio and video. I do appreciate it. You mean the Goblin Queen? I mean both of them. We had Jean Grey in here, and we also had the Goblin Queen, aka what is her name? Madeline Pryor, one of what is his name? Mr. Sinister's proteges. Madeline Pryor is better. Madeline Pryor is a better Jean Grey to me. She don't faint. I wouldn't know. I am not too familiar with Madeline Pryor. I love my comics and superheroes, but I am not an expert. But I had to pull it up right there so we can kind of get into all this nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? But how did this show? I guess I can ask y'all that towards the end of the episode. But I really did like this right here. It's not just the first episode will just kind of bringing you back, getting you into the feel of the X-Men that we knew from the 90s. Second episode got into the story with particular characters, moving forward with Magneto and Storm losing her powers. And now we're shifting over to Jean Grey and Cyclops, and I mean, that is just kind of scary. What would you do if you just living your life, whether you're your 20s, 30s, 40s, however old you are, and you find out that you're a clone? And not only that you are a clone, you don't know when you was born. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you chilling with you at the family barbecue, you at the the cookout with your family, with your friends, you at a kickback. Somebody just come beating on the door like they're the police, like they're the popo, and you open the door, and it's somebody that looks exactly like you. Talking about, hey, where's mama and daddy at? Of course, that's how episode 2 ended. And it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? Then you got the scientists talking about Beast, Hank McCoy doing the research, running all the data. He's like, oh no, you would think you're the real one, but it's this person over here passed out. They're the real you. They're the real Brandon Keith Avery. That would blow my freaking mind, man. That would blow my mind. And did y'all feel sorry for Jean? Because nobody trusted her. She's like, I'm still gonna hold on to what's mine, and she went and took the baby out of Scott's hand. Like, give me my baby, give me Nathan, give me Cable, my baby from the future. And nobody believed her. She was like, Storm would believe me. And that's funny. Magneto told Beast, hey man, confirm your test. And Jean was like, F that, and flung the test up against the wall. I got a tickle out of that, man. She was like, I am the real Jean Grey. Okay, I got all these memories, that's very intrusive. That's an understatement, to be honest with you. I mean, I would feel like crap. Yeah, I feel bad for her too, because she has all the memories. I mean, and it's not her fault either. She probably feels instantly rejected, left out, and that's not fair to her. She didn't ask to be born. She didn't ask to be cloned, but that was the case. That was the case with her. That episode was fire. Yes, it was. Thank you for being here, Eric Stratton. He knew once she fainted that she was the real Jean. That's, good point right there. Jean is always fainting. If I was Cyclops, I don't even know if I would have wanted to give my baby over to the clone. Like, oh, wait a minute now. You're not real. You are not real. And how does the real Jean feel about, like, hey, that's my baby, but it's not my baby? Scott, you've been smashing other women. Baby, I thought it was you. I thought it was you. It's like, you cheater. You cheated on me. And where was Jean at this whole time? I don't think they explained that in this episode. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was in some type of underground facility that Sinister had control over. I don't know. What, did he just let her loose? Maybe they could have explained that a little bit better, but and she just had a baby. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. She just had the baby last episode. Last freaking episode, man. In episode 2. She was at the lab. Yeah. Scott got them clone cheeks. Not the real cheeks, but the clone cheeks. You know what I'm saying? And so poor Jane, I said Jane, poor Jean, poor the Goblin Queen, poor Madeline, what is it? Madeline Pryor. But somebody else I'm really feeling this episode too is Beast. It's like all my stars and banners, or whatever the hell he said. He always says it, but I can't just remember right now. I know who cloned Jean. It was a man that's so evil you can only call him Sinister. You have to go get Nathan Scott right now. Things are in danger. I like him. He is the ultimate geek. He is the ultimate nerd, and he comes off cool. Beast got a mouthpiece to me. You know what I'm saying? It's worse in the comics because Scott straight up abandoned his clone Jean and their son. At least that was different here in the show. Now, excuse me, I think he is 100% justified to abandon Clone Gene because it's the clone. And even though Clone Gene will feel some type of way about it, he has to understand you're the clone. Don't, I mean, you're going to take it personal, but don't take it personal. Now, I don't know why he would abandon his son because that's still his seed. It's not the real Gene's son because it wasn't conceived by her. It didn't grow in her womb. But thank you, Support Gaming, because I haven't read this particular comic, myself to know exactly what's going on as far as that's concerned. But yeah, she was at the place the whole time. Yeah, same here. Lead a clone, and this should be a perfect opportunity for Wolverine, for Logan, because he's always obsessed over Gene. So of course, Cyclops can get the real Gene, and Wolverine can get the clone. What do y'all think of that? I think that is amazing. Special little nobody said F them kids. Yeah, but your boy Sinister, crazy. Now, Morph knew the whole rundown of Sinister because in the X-Men animated series from the 90s, Sinister, I mean, he was on the Sinister control from like episodes 1 to 2. The X-Men thought that he died, but then he came back at the very end. I like that for the most part in this episode, we're seeing Morph in his most natural state with just like such a pale, plain face. But when he's describing Sinister, like, Mr. Essex, he was a scientist from the 1800s. He would test and manipulate mutants and steal our powers to enhance his own body, making him invulnerable or invincible. He said, I would know. And he turned back into that human figure that we knew from the 90s X-Men animated series. And so I really do like that exposition dump right there. And also, we had Sunspot in this episode too. And, every time in any piece of entertainment, whether it's movies or television, when they're trying to do exposition dumps, there's always a new character in the situation, in the environment that does not know anything. And they always ask the question, hey, what's going on here? I don't understand this. What is this place? And we, the audience member, are experiencing everything through that new character. And that's how they get their exposition out. The characters that have been there for a while is explaining the situation to the new character. And then that flows over to us in the audience. I like how they did that very briefly in this episode where Sunspot was like, who is Mr. Sinister? And Morph was able to fill him in. So even if you did not watch the X-Men animated series from the 90s, if you're just now going into this X-Men 97 for the first time, like I said, not knowing the past, that's just great, smooth transition exposition right there. Because the last time I watched the X-Men 90s animated series was in 2000, about 11 years ago. Only reason I remember it so vividly, maybe 10, 11 years ago, is because, I was on medical leave from work because, I had some surgery that I had to recover from and I couldn't work. So I was at home for months. And man, that was nice. I'm gonna be honest with you, that was nice. And I binged the whole X-Men series. And so that was the last time I just kind of watched it, from beginning to end. But another thing that I'm really liking about this 97 series is the animation. If you went back and you saw my recaps from episode 1 and episode 2, I was kind of saying that I'm still having to get used to this animation style. It's kind of a mix between 2D and 3D, and it's just really not resonating with me that well. But I got used to it, and I loved it in this episode. Even going back to the very beginning, they recreated the intro song. It was new for episodes 1 and 2, but I don't know if y'all noticed, it was new for episodes 3 as well. At one point, they had Morph running into the gate that Jubilee used to run into in the 90s. They had more Magneto. They had more Morph. I think they even had more. They had Magneto at the very beginning in his original suit, besides the scene where him and Charles charge, with the X-Men and I'm finna say the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I forgot the name of Magneto's crew as far as mutants, but I'm loving the intro. The episodes 1 and 2 was different from the animated series from the 90s. And then episode 3, this episode here was even more different. But y'all, the visuals in this was incredible. Sinister is very, very powerful. I'm not like a super duper expert on him, but the way that he was able to manipulate, there you go. Thank you, Nerees. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But the way that the Sinister was able to manipulate reality or their perception of it was dope as hell. But it wasn't actual Sinister. It was the Goblin Queen, the clone Jean. And at first I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. Jean comes in and stops it, but it was the Goblin Queen or Madeline Pryor that was manipulating everything. That just kind of just shows how powerful she is. I mean, they wasn't in the danger room. And but then Jean came and fixed it. Enough of this crap. But man, they was doing some mental gymnastics. That was the worst nightmare. I really do like the way that Morph described it. Like, can you guys understand we're in hell right now? And the Goblin Queen had everybody looking at their worst nightmares. Gambit opening the door, he's seeing Rogue and Magneto getting it on. Their bodies were melding together. That's gross. Oh, that's the last thing you want to see, especially that type of physicality. Your boy Sunspot is seeing his mother, and he's afraid of telling her. Everybody was seeing their worst nightmare. Beast, he's seeing all type of monsters, because he be experimenting and all that stuff too. So that was just crazy. That was crazy. I really did like all of that. And it was nice seeing Cyclops blast the hell out of Bishop and him charge up all of the energy and fire it back. Only thing that would have made that better is if while, as Cyclops, I mean, even though that's kind of cool, it's still like, okay, you're charging Bishop up to shoot. But the time that you're charging Bishop up, Cyclops, you could have been shooting the monsters, yourself or something like that. It'd be different if, like, say, for instance, you have Storm. She can shoot lightning bolts, which is, of course, energy out of her extremities, out of her hands. She's shooting the monsters with one hand, but charging Bishop up in another. You know what I'm saying? So you're not kind of wasting energy or whatever. But again, the only thing that would have made that scene better is after Cyclops charged up Bishop, there was a wide shot of them both shooting out at the same time. Bishop blasting and him blasting, and it's just rays of energy everywhere. So even in Endgame, yeah, where Thor is charging up Iron Man, it's like, okay, you're shooting lightning at Iron Man while that time you could just be shooting the other person yourself. I mean, the only time I guess that really makes practical sense is, say, for instance, Iron Man's armor is literally out of energy, out of power, and you need to charge him up so he can function. Then that makes more sense. Like, Thor, help me out, charge me up. I only have 7% battery left. Or, Bishop, like, oh, I'm about to die. Cyclops, give me your energy. Storm, shoot me up. I'm about to die. I need more energy. That makes more practical sense, in my opinion. It still looks cool, but I rather stuff makes sense more than just look cool. But that's just me. You don't have to agree. If you disagree, you're wrong. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I can see Magneto calling his group evil as a play on words to the group he think they are evil. Yeah, what's up, baby Toshiro? I don't, to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to pick on you, Nereis, because I love you. You said the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I think isn't it just the Brotherhood of Mutants? Is the evil word even in there? I could be wrong. I think you know more of the comics than I do, but I could be wrong. True, in the comics, he could literally store energy until he needs it. Okay, well, yeah, that's different. That is different. Now, your boy Sinister is evil. He's wicked. I mean, how you just, this dude just don't give a damn, just stealing babies. That's crazy. But let me go back real quick before we talk about Mr. Sinister. I also do like the fact that when Cyclops, I don't want to say he tripping. I mean, he just got, he just found out he'd just been smashing the clone, and then his baby was taken away. How can I lead the team when I can't even protect my son? Gosh darn it. I can't even protect her. Magneto was like, hey, no, Morph was like, hey, I can show y'all where Sinister is. The dude is evil as hell. And Magneto steps up to the plate, like, hey, okay, you guys do this, you stay with Jean, take care of her. I'm gonna take everybody else, and we're gonna have a surgical attack. First of all, I like the fact that he said surgical. That's just badass to me. Second is I like that Cyclops didn't argue with him at all. He was like, all right, lead the way, you know, lead the way. He wasn't like, no, you're not gonna lead. We don't trust you. I'm gonna be the leader. Even if he would have gave that response, it would have been somewhat understandable because he's really vulnerable and emotional right now. His child, not only did his child get kidnapped, but his child got kidnapped by one of the most evil people in existence, as Morph and or Beast explained. So people are going to be upset and irrational about that, you know. Um, but Cyclops still kept a good head on the shoulders. He was like, "All right, man, you lead. It's possibly best that you lead because I'm all over the place right now. You know, I just like I said, I've been smashing clone cheeks. My baby's gone. You know, so yeah. At least Cyclops cares about his show here versus the comics. At least Cyclops cares about his show here versus the comics. Okay, about his son. I was like, I don't understand what you mean. Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, there's no evil there. Okay. Right on, right on. No shade, Naries. No shade to you. No shade to you. But I mean, y'all know when you get sick, you have a fever. And when I was a young child, I didn't know what it was until I got older, but you have those fever dreams. Ooh, that is the worst. A fever dream is trash. A fever dream is horrible. It's just like, oh God, get me out of this effing nightmare. That is what Jean is going through times 50. That sucks. Like, how do you run from your mind? I mean, if somebody's attacking you physically, you can run and hide or shoot them or chop the head off or something, but your mind, when you're not going to blow your head off, then you're going to be dead. So I would just really like, it just, all the stuff that she went through in the movies and the animated series, I was just like, she wasn't my favorite character. She was always feigning, like we talked about. I was just, whatever. But here, I was feeling for it, man. I was like, this freaking sucks. This sucks. I feel sorry for you, ma'am. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I know. I don't know. You got everybody right. I'm pretty sure that changed it a number of times. But man, what type of mutant baby was Sinister trying to take with Nathan? He infected him with the techno organic virus that is accelerating rapidly through the body. Now, before we get there, we all know how powerful Magneto is. The man is not to be effed with. But it was so dope where Jean Grey, the Goblin Queen, took over the mind of Morph, who is already a badass. Because like Mystique can transform into other characters, but not just, imitate the look. She can't imitate the powers. Morph can. And the Goblin Queen, Clone Jean, was able to have Morph fight on her behalf. Now, like I was saying, Magneto was strong as hell, a mega level mutant. So seeing Magneto and Jean go back and forth was lovely. Throwing all that metal, and she like trying to block it and do all this and stuff. She was like, I admire your magnetism, brother. You are pretty good. But I am better. And she put him on his ass. And then Cyclops came through and put her on his ass. Oh yeah, bink. Blasted the shit out of her ass. Made it, she got a little cocky. But Magneto was just dope. I mean, y'all, like, just imagine just go look at the Jean, the Goblin Queen versus Magneto on this and imagine it in live action. Man. Marvel is getting out of the slump. What was the last thing that we got before this X-Men 97? Loki 2? We got Loki 2, Secret Invasion, The Marvels, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This is the best thing since Guardians 3. And then, of course, before that, we had Ant-Man 3. So, yeah, we had Ant-Man 3, Guardians 3, The Marvels, Secret Invasion, which was trash. No, we also had Loki season 2, and we also had What If season 2. I kind of like What If season 1 better. So, yeah, X-Men 97, Loki season 2, and Guardians 3 were the I feel like I'm leaving one out. But this X-Men 97 is the best thing that they've had in a while. Because I'm so far, I'm liking this better than Guardians 3. I'm liking it better than Loki season 2. And I like Loki season 2. I'm not no shade, and everything else it don't even matter. It's not even worth bringing it up, So this is dope, man. Jean is Jean, then not okay, right after the Jean and the clone Jean, the Goblin Queen versus Magneto, we get Jean versus Jean. They're going back comparing memories and stuff. Y'all, imagine that I was gonna say imagine that in live action, but we kind of got a little bit of that visually with Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, but that movie didn't reach its full potential. It didn't. But man, the real Gene versus the clone Gene in this, that visually, that was crazy. They had the baby go in the water and opened up, and they showed the memory of the baby being born and all that. I'm loving it. All these mirrors and stuff. This is dope. This is dopeness, man. This is dopeness. We just got to get this in live action, And then towards the end, they blast the shit out of Sinister. Cyclops and Jean. She was like, your little powers are good, but it ain't nothing on me. Man, y'all done your baby's infected, Yeah, killing it so far. You know what I'm saying? I agree. They are really killing it, man. This is a great episode. I can't wait to. And I also, guys, nobody knows. I mean, unless you super duper press, because there are levels to press, and it just depends on it's per studio, per title. I know if y'all heard E-Man talk about it, like, because as far as Disney is concerned, E-Man is like a level of press above me. Like I got the first 3 episodes before it came out, but he got his like 2 weeks before I did. You know what I'm saying? And so like every time I get my Disney screeners, he'll have his like a week ago, because he be getting the interviews and stuff. I'm not there yet. My point is that nobody had, unless I just don't know, I don't think nobody has seen episodes 4 and beyond. So nobody knows what's gonna happen next, And so I'm really excited to see exactly what's gonna happen. What is the title for next episode? Okay. Motendo, Life, Death, Part 1. On her birthday, a nostalgic Jubilee is forced to relive the X-Men's greatest adventures when an entertainment system transfer. Oh, okay. Hopefully that's good. That's not. Jubilee is one of my least favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you. So what's after that? I guess Part 2. Okay, remember it. As Genosa prepares for the UN, select members of the team head to the island. The back of the mansion, behind the scenes, perseverance risks airing the X-Men's dirty laundry. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's somebody they're gonna try to nuke Genosha, but at the same time, you got all those powerful mutants that can stop any missile anyway. I mean, Magneto can stop that himself. Remember, he did that in X-Men First Class. It's okay. I got you. Now, they give the baby, the baby, man, the baby with the virus, that made my skin crawl. I was like, this is effing gross. This is nasty. It was difficult for me to look at that. So I'm glad I didn't have to look at it too long. Yeah, that just I wasn't feeling that right there. And but they take the baby to the future with Bishop. You know, it was really hard. I like the heart to heart moment that Gene, the real Gene, had with the baby Nathan before he left. And then Gene says bye to Madeline Pryor. It'd have been fun. The Logan should have hit them cheeks before he left. He should have clapped him. No shame in his game. I would have done the same thing if I was. That's the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, guys, we have Forge. They represent Dallas, Texas as well. That's my area. Like, hey man, I can help get back what you lost. And that's the episode. Now I forgot who Forge was. Forge is a superhero appearing in the American Comics played by American Comics. A mutant with an unsurprised brilliance and technology. He has a lengthy career as a government weapons contractor. What is his powers? Romance, X-Men, Destiny, X Factor. Okay, we're not going to read all of this. Okay, powers and abilities. Ford is a mutant with superhuman initiative talent for inventing mechanical devices. Okay, backed by the ability to visually perceive mechanical energy in action. This power allows him to instinctively recognize the potential and functional use of any machine or man. That's a dope ass power. He's super smart. Okay, and can comprehend electronics and mechanics very easily. Technical device, a skill combined with his natural intelligence gives him the ability to conceive, design, and build highly advanced mechanical devices and operate, modify, disassemble existing technology, or create countermeasures for it. Okay. Didn't he create the weapon? I didn't know that. Madeline Pryor, a character created by X-Men. I mean, she got the same powers as Jean, so okay. So yeah, man, what y'all think about the episode? Is it as good as the first two? So I'm about to hop off here because E-Man is about to go live here any moment now, and I don't want to. I was supposed to be done by now, but I was having the technical difficulties. Now, before we head out of here, y'all hit a 1 in the chat if y'all gonna come through tomorrow. Hit a 1 in the chat if y'all gonna come through tomorrow for Super Duper episode number 41. You see the logo? That's a new logo right there. Hit a 1 in the mother freaking chat if you coming through tomorrow. The live is already up right now for tomorrow, 7 p.m. CST. I'm gonna be going. Super Duper will now be every Thursday, 7 p.m. CST. And y'all are the first ones to see the new logo for Super Duper. I've been holding down to that for a long time now. And I'm gonna even update this thumbnail because I got more to add. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, baby Shashiro, for coming through tomorrow. Support gaming. Eugene, thank you. Q Hefner, thank you. Jeffrey Rollins, thank you. Oh, Marcy X, where have you been, my sister? It has been eons since I've seen you. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you for coming tomorrow, Tyra K. Y'all come through tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully everything goes well. I don't have no technical difficulties. I'm gonna finish testing everything tonight. But make sure y'all come through tomorrow for the new edition of Super Duper. Okay. Rush Ninja coming through. Wolverine was like, yeah, I see all that freaky ish. I'm always fantasizing about it with you. I ain't mad at you. Marcy. Not to spew off topic, but did you see the 7 minutes? Not yet. We're gonna be talking about it tomorrow, though. We're gonna be talking about it tomorrow. So y'all make sure y'all come through tomorrow, 7 p.m. CST. Okay, for Super Duper. All right. Now, episode number 41. This was number 40. See, I got the old JMO logo right there, but here it is, right here, y'all. So 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure y'all come through. I give this recap. I give this episode a 9 as well. But yeah, that is it right there for X-Men 97, episode 3. Title, what's it called again? titled Fire Made Flesh. Eventually, I will be having an audio-only version up on all of these platforms right here, as well as SoundCloud. And make sure you check out Movie News Roundup show number 121. Also, Shogun episode 6 recap. And check out my Shirley review too, if you have Netflix. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for X-Men 97. And again, where's it at? Where's E-Man's live at? Did he start his live yet? Yes, he did.
To see you. Thank you.
So we're gonna
much for being
watch
here. Corey. How you doing?
the brother, Mr.
Mr.
E-Man. He
Bird,
just
how's it
started his
going? Thank you
live.
so much.
All right, guys, I'm out.
Thank you so much.
Make sure y'all come through tomorrow.
Good to see you, homie.
You don't
thank you so
want to
much
miss
for
it.
being here. Theo is
But guys,
back.
again,
Good
I
to
just
see you.
want to thank y'all so much for tuning. Hold on,
all
what
the way
the?
from
I saw another
Cross, my
comment.
man Stamina MC.
If you
Good
get
to
the
see you as
notification,
well.
don't forget.
My
No, I'm
man
just
Luke
playing.
is
7
back.
p.m.
What's
tomorrow,
going on,
guys.
Jared?
CST.
Good to see you, brother.
But guys, again, I just want to
We
thank
got
you so much for
Batman in
tuning
the
in. And
house.
before you go, don't forget
Aiden, what is
that
up?
I'm
Philroy,
B.
good to see
Avery.
you.
That's just my
Intellectual, good to
opinion.
see you as well.
Peace out.
Let's see.
And I'll see you
CJ
next
is
time.
back. Thank